Like the May song goes, welcome back. Some PCs have been switched out. Plenty of spare PCs. Does take a few minutes though. So if there was any issue, then the bugs, the aliens, the thingy-majiggies have all been taken away. Right then, 9-4 is the score we have seen. If you are just joining us, Syman's Gaming, their plan A hasn't quite worked out. They had 2 rounds for a very long time, but they formulated themselves a plan B and have been taking DreamEaters by surprise. And so far, so good. It's been working. They've got a potential 6 rounds on the board, but as you can see, both teams are on the buy once again, and it's a pretty good buy, so it's all to play for. Speedak looks to speed towards the long area, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe there's a boost in order. Seems like it will be long indeed. So there's a cross, but it will be a 3-man investment towards the long position, or A position, should I say. Second last round of the first half. We've got Ramzik on an AWP, and Syman Gaming will start slow. Looks like there'll be a flashbang for Perfecto to take an angle if he felt like it, but he didn't feel like it. He's got the fish gun. There'll be a counter flash, which will cost him the position, and Speedak will post up once again. But it seems Syman Gaming are not done just yet. They've got a smoke which might go towards the corner of long. And I wonder if Krad's going to get curious. He's very close to the AWP towards the B tunnel. So we haven't quite seen that push through middle doors again from Syman Gaming there. They flipped the script in that respect, but they might start to go back to Old Faithful. Ooh, we've got gimmicks. We've got gimmick smokes, but what are they doing with it? Kinky hiding behind the door. It's only cost him 6 HP. Syman Gaming with the jump pick to see what's going on towards the A bomb side. There are 45 seconds on the clock. Perfecto still showing presence towards the A bombs, towards long, sorry. And you see Fiat, he's just waiting for a push, and the push is on the way. It's a deep flashbang in case a sniper was holding an angle. Fiat is blind! Flashed in by his teammates, had no idea where he was, and he's been taken out on the A bomb site. And now Speedak's got to fall back and try to hold the site itself. There's a T in bad plant position. You can shoot him in the face if you're lucky enough. Through the box, just like that, Speak of the Devil. 3 versus 4 in favor of Syman Gaming. 2 of the DreamEaters players are coming up from that long position, but it's planted for short. It's being defended from that short area, and Krad's on the low ground of an AWP. That's a horrible position. Looking for more warbangs through the bad plant box, and it seems they may give this one up. They really needed a rifler coming in from C2 spawn as opposed to a sniper rifler. That's not what they wanted. Did consider engaging, but as they move into the last round, it's not really a worthwhile pick. They need to hold on to their weapons. Krad's got to be careful because they're coming for him. He's spending too much time around this box, and he's going to lose his AWP. So 2 players from the C2 side will move into the last round with weapons. Well, that was an interesting one. Syman Gaming have made it to 5. They had 2 rounds for the longest time. So perhaps they get to 6 on their T side, but will that be enough? Here's a shot through the box. Marvelous. So we can see the buy of DreamEaters in the last round. Oh, Krad's getting absolutely annihilated through the door. That is not ideal at all. Forrester with the FAMAS playing close to the B-halls. And that will pull 2 DreamEaters players into this mid position. They might just spot the cross, but there are still AWPs coming and going. Speck's got to be careful. Syman Gaming with gymnastics in the mid position. DreamEaters moving back towards the A-bomb site. Minute 15 on the clock. Forrester's got a smoke. Syman Gaming look to aggress towards long. Kinky's in position. Sviat is on A, but has no flashes to help him. So this is going to be a rough hold for Kinky. Nobody's anywhere close. What does he do? We've got an AWP coming. So they can post up and hold an angle on the high ground at the very least, but the smoke grade's going to make that harder. Kinky's blind and down he goes, but Sviat's got a reasonable angle. But he's feeling a little nervous, falls back as he turns around. Ramzik jumps into the pit, so he might not even be aware of this.
At least they have position. That's one thing. DreamEaters are the one that have to make decisions, big decisions. They have Catwalk for the time being, which does give them faster rotation times if there was a rotation from Syman Gaming, but that's not the case. Simon Gaming have an opportunity to plant for long here. If they can shut down Catwalk with a smoke grenade. Did I go a bit too deep, I wonder? Yeah, that smoke went a little bit too deep. They can just dodge out in front of it, but it's like there'll be the frag going the way of Simon Gaming regardless. So they're looking pretty good to hold this, and at this point, you don't like DreamEaters' chances. It's the last round though, so they must go for it. And Sviat, he will get taken down by Perfecto, and that'll be 9-6.
Not too shabby for Simon. Well, I mean, considering they had 2 rounds for the longest time, it's not too shabby. There isn't going to be a break at halftime due to the extended tech pauses. We're going to get straight back into it, but is 6 rounds enough? It's amazing they managed to do that. I mean, props to them for actually adjusting. Having the self-awareness it can be half the task, not always, but seems on this occasion that it was. And there is some recovery, and I thought he was I didn't realize his leg was there. I thought he was holding something else. There you go, plenty of harassment. So maybe there's some momentum for Simon Gaming to capitalize on as we switch sides. Some bro fists as we get ready to continue.
Yeah, it's got to suck for them having that big pause. They were really feeling it.
Who?
The DreamEaters. See how it was 17 for 6. He was 11 for 1 at one point, I think. As long are those days behind him. However, this is a good start for them. That B rush. Will be 2 players here to defend it. So there comes some flashbangs. Kios there will spot it. And he's not going to whip the first few shots here. This is not looking good for Simon Gaming, losing Kios for free there. And there's no trades coming in quickly enough. They're shut up the bomb side. That means the bomb is going to go down here. And there's a couple of flashbangs as well to make life more complicated for the CTs. Ooh. It's a nice little boost.
Well, it would be nice if you could actually get something with it. Torek is having a look in T spawn for something, and Fiat's going to give him what he wasn't looking for, which is shots to the chest. The T's have got angles all over the bomb site. There's just too many of them, and DreamEaters make it to double figures. Looking to bring us back to a 3rd map, let's not forget, after losing a very back-and-forth game with Inferno. Getting off to the right start, but again, we don't know how long that's good for with these 2 teams.
Okay, so the force buys, surely? No. No force buy from Simon Gaming. Fancy that. We'll get the mid-rush. I think we've seen this so often. This is almost like happening every single time the USPs are run up mids, I feel like. DreamEaters are more than prepared for that. Haven't we seen this like almost every single time, James? It's like the CDs will just run up mid. Well, that's one way to end it quickly, at least. So there is that. So we'll see now whether or not DreamEaters can continue the momentum or if they'll be stifled by the buy of Simon Gaming. They won't have many nades, they won't have AWPs, they won't even have kits. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of teams like that force buy, because you get to keep the pressure up, you get to get some damage in, and then when you get your first buy, you actually get the AWPs out. However, if they can't make this work, they won't see an AWP for a while. Here goes Krat straight through on the long take, and Nealon's going to go deep, and there's a lot of spray going on here. But it will be DreamEaters ultimately getting the better of this. Oh, that's beautiful from Speedak. What a great play through the smoke. He understands his angles. And it looks like DreamEaters have punished Simon Gaming pretty hard here. Sviat's got some position on Catwalk as well, so Kios there quickly. And this is an issue for DreamEaters. They can't really... Can they safely find a way to plant this bomb? Smoke might be helpful for them. And that certainly will help.
Yeah, the Molotov will be more so. Planting the bomb. Very brittle setup they have, especially by that car position. But no one's... Okay, one person coming from CT, but that's a nice reposition from Kinky. But the random jump may give Perfecto a clue. And there's a frag. 2 versus 1. He'll get a slight upgrade, and Forrester hides behind the short boxes. Gets a 1v1. Can't quite hit the mark. Does eventually, but whereas Kios, he hasn't made a sound just yet, hopping up on the boxes, and Forrester may not be ready for this. He'll have no idea. Huge frag for Simon.
That's a pretty big problem though, James, because there's a huge silver lining for DreamEaters in that they killed everyone but 1 player, and the money will not allow for a good rebuy. I mean, sure, they're going to get $3,500 as a reward for winning the round, but that's really not going to be enough. They're going to have FAMAS. I mean, like, this is a perfect situation for DreamEaters to capitalize on. They're going to outgun their opponents immensely.
Absolutely, but easier said than done. Nothing can be taken for granted in this series. Got Keels on the FAMAS. Again, Speedak with his funky peak style. We hides for a little while, peeks for a little while. Maybe looking for somebody to engage him on the other side. Forrester creates some space for himself with the smoke and tries to escape the situation, but he will not be allowed to fall back out of the long position. The second time we've seen that now in this game. I think the first one was in the first half. Is there a flash for Krad? No. How on earth does he survive that situation? I feel like the CTs have come off on the worst end of that somehow. Really crazy stuff. No flash, no molly. The worst possible way to peek if someone is standing there. Just showing your gun on your hands first. Absolutely crazy that they actually survived that exchange. Keels will be heard rotating. Won't hold this position for too long. Neelan, is he just going to walk out? This is crazy, man. The crouch peek from Sviat with the bomb will be good. Keel's going to go... He's going to fall back, actually. Good timing with 6 HP. He'll avoid the incendiary, but Perfecto's got a lot to do now. He's slightly blind, but he's taken 2 out, so he's made this doable. 2 versus 2. The exchanges continue, and Sviat needs to plant this bomb quickly.
Sviat has to make a play here. He's going to be looking for that 1v1. Oh, he gets shot down by the FAMAS, no less. That's quite surprising. That's an important round for Syman Gaming, but still, the problems continue because they just are not surviving with enough players, and their buys are going to continue to be poor. And I think DreamEaters are going to have a pretty big advantage on that in that sense, but they need to be able to actually make that advantage work for them. And much like Syman Gaming, it seems like they struggle when they lose that player quickly. But typically, you know, when you go down a man on the T side on a map like Dust2, you're still like pretty good to go. Lots of maneuvering you can do, or outmaneuvering of your opponents you can do still. And so, oh, it might be a B rush here with these pistols.
Advantage seems to be slipping away for DreamEaters. Keels up close. Ooh, how many is he good for? Does he continue his spray? He's closing the distance, actually, and it seems to be working. Flashbangs are here, but he's got support from Neelan. And Sviat is left with the deagle and the bomb. Some random pot shots will concede his position, and now life will be made worse. Got the flashes coming in over the top. Looking for a kill, not going to get one. 11-9. All right, then. There is another attempt. We see the guns coming out for both sides. DreamEaters on 4 to 5K. Can they turn their fortunes around? If you ignore the pistol, it's basically 3-0 in this half. All momentum is with Syman Gaming at the moment.
Yeah, they're looking pretty damn good. Can they keep it going now that they have the good buy? Or was it that extra desperation of the lesser buys that allowed them to take the risks that they needed to make things work? We'll have a push through mid doors. Kios is there, take down one. The trades in though from Sviat. So that's pretty good, but Torek is ready to punish here. He's coming in from the catwalk position. Not bad at all. And so that will make it a 4v3s in favor of Syman Gaming. Kinky working this lurk smoke. Perfecto on the car though, will he? Oh, the flashbang comes in. That may have just saved Perfecto's life, indeed. Another flash as well. Oh, the flashes keep continuing.
They got so much information from the flashbang alone. Maybe an inkling that it could be a push from the T's into the B bomb site, but just told Perfecto everything. Spidak tries to fall back. He will be denied. Are we in Bizarro world now, where it's all about the CT rounds, and the T rounds are a thing of the past?
We're always in Bizarro world with these two teams, James. That's how it goes with these guys.
DreamEaters, I don't recall them being at an advantage since both teams were on the bye round. And that doesn't bode well. They're a map down already. And Dust2 T side has been uninspired so far. And this, of course, is the pick of Syman Gaming, although I'm sure they were expecting to do more on their T side. So it is no man's land in that respect. Or maybe it's Syman Gaming's land. I'm going to double check the current rankings. DreamEaters 72, Syman Gaming 95. I think when you're that far down a ladder, the gap isn't really that significant necessarily. Seem to have similar issues to me. Molotov towards B. We've got DreamEaters on pistols. They've got smokes, but they would have run into those HE grenades. They've avoided a lot of early grenades, and they look to engage these players on a short position. Again, there is you can flash these players from behind double stack. I believe it's a left and right click flash. So you could make life a little more difficult and force them away. However, they'll do it the hard way. Some maiming has been done. Neelan's on all of 3 HP. So I guess they rang his bell, and maybe that will encourage them to head towards the A bomb site. Moving towards the long position, actually, with pistols, but they will be unchallenged in that respect. Ramzik seems to want to go towards them. I hear a lot of typing in the chat, and they are going to reset the round. So I don't know what the meaning of that is. No one was killed, so I don't know if there was a bug of some description. One can only hazard a guess. Lots of 4x3 on the DreamEater side. Okay, so when it seems like one player has an issue. So I can only go from my own experience, which is there seems to be a bug in the game where sometimes you just suddenly have 11 FPS. I think there's actually a thread on the Reddit at the moment of Simple experiencing that bug. So I can only assume that that's what some of the players have been experiencing. I didn't see anything in that exchange to give me an idea of what was going on in that particular round. But no one had been killed, so there is the reset. Hope you're in a comfortable chair, people, because it seems we have a technical pause. Let's have a look at these keyboards, shall we? It's a full-size keyboard. Can I talk about keyboards? Let me see. Let me look at the sponsors. I think I can. Right. So if any of you guys are fans of full-size keyboards, actually, I'm not going to, just in case. Just in case. There's always my Twitter for that. Actually, Sturmy was asking me about custom-made keyboards yesterday, and I replied to his tweet, so have a look at my Twitter, and you'll see what I want to say. There's like a version of a full-size keyboard, which is like a compacted version, so it's not as long, and it's pretty cool, and it has underglow rather than that kind of glow you see on the table. Check it out. At James Bardolph on Twitter. Okay, headsets are coming off. That's not a good sign, unless it's karaoke time. He's praying for a way to win a round, I guess. It's been a rough half for these guys. More headsets are coming off, so I'm not going to say too much. There's an admin having a chat. Let me see if I've got any information. Not just yet. Okay, we'll wait to get some communication on what is happening at the moment. So one of the Syman boys has got an issue. How many games do you have on Steam?
I don't know. It's got to be, I want to say 100, but it's probably more, isn't it? Let's be honest.
All right, good for you, Dan. We're going to go to a break. Goodbye.
Thanks, mate.
We'll see you when they fix the issue.